one, but are we now live on the other? Yes, we are. So hello everyone, welcome to the Geek Battle show here on the Extreme Improv Extreme YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle YouTube channel, as well as Geek Battle on Facebook and Geek Battle on Twitch. Yes, it's on Twitch now because Elon Musk wants £8 or dollars from me to go live, and that ain't happening. Right, so on the show tonight we're going to discuss all kinds of stuff. We're going to discuss some gaming stuff. We're going to probably get into stuff to do with big stuff over the last couple of weeks. We have a new confirmed Doctor Doom. We like Deadpool and Wolverine's been out for a week now, and all kinds of goodness. But first of all, let's hear who else we have on the show. Cap, say hello to the people.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles. It's me, Capital Dave, here with my teenage idol, Leon Kennedy. And if the hair grows back, who knows? I might even do this. Anyways, my geek fact for today is going to be about Resident Evil. So far, with Resident Evil, the zombie lore, we have that flower thing that Chris Redfield discovered in the Africa thing. That all turns into zombies. And there's also the Las Plagas from Resident Evil 4. And then in the new Ethan game, the guy I don't really care about, they have the mold thing. But in the Resident Evil 4 remake, they might have actually included that, because we can see in one cutscene that Ashley is fed a black liquid thingy that kind of resembles the mold from the Ethan game. So they kind of connected the Las Plagas with that as well, with the flower thing. So they might be connecting all these species together into one thing, maybe.
Wait, I don't remember that. Like, it's a year since I played Resident Evil Remake, but like they injected something into Ashley or whatever in the original game.
Yeah, so they do that, but like in the cutscenes where they're like trying to make the parasite progression faster, they feed Ashley a black mold stuff that looks very similar to the one from the Ethan Winters game.
Ah, well, that's interesting. I didn't remember that. Like, do you not like Resident Evil 7 and 8?
A game without Leon, I don't really care.
Oh, they're really good. They're really good. I'll be honest though, I prefer third person to first person.
I do appreciate the Lady Vampire.
Of course. Right. No, I definitely prefer the third person games to the first person ones.
Yeah.
But 7 and 8 were actually surprisingly good. Audience, I haven't got the chat window up properly, so bear with me. I will bring it up and then we can answer any questions or whatever random stuff. Just followed you. Excellent. Yeah, we're on Kick as well. So follow us on Kick. Okay, Dev, we're still on the introductions rounds, of course. Say hello to the people.
Hi, I'm Dev, and I don't play Resident Evil, so I'm out of this conversation.
You don't like Resident Evil?
I don't play it. I don't play horror games. So my geek fact of the week is Doctor Doom is the pettiest person in the universe. Once he helped Sue Storm give birth to his daughter, specifically to mess with Reed Richards.
Wow.
And his line was, every time you look at her, I want you to realize I did what you could never do. Save their lives.
That's cool. Although, like, at the same time, like, would you actually be that mad? Because I'd be like, thank you, keep doing that, you know?
Honestly, with the type of person Reed Richards is, that would eat him alive.
Yeah.
Because, extra fun fact, the 616 Reed Richards is the goodest Reed Richards in the multiverse.
Wait, so the 616 one, what is 616? Is that the MCU?
The main line, the main timeline for the comics.
Okay. So the comics is 616. What's the MCU?
1660 is 5. But they call it 616 as a reference.
Okay, cool. Well, certainly fun facts and interesting stuff there. Now,
which one has the 2002 Fantastic Four in it? That's the important one.
I think it's like literally Earth 2002.
Yeah. Okay, so couple of questions before we go any further. Like, who here has seen Deadpool and Wolverine?
Not me.
I have not, but I don't care about spoilers.
Wait, you don't care about spoilers, Dev? Did you say you have?
No,
I
of
never
course
have.
I saw it
Yeah,
first.
you
I saw
have,
it before everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. I don't want. Okay, so if you don't care about spoilers, right? Oh my God, let's talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. Finally,
Okay.
at long last, it was so good. I think it was the best MCU film since the last Spider-Man one, which was a couple of years ago now, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like the first one in a long time that actually delivered on the multiverse. And there's something interesting with how they like did it, because whereas this is the first Deadpool film in the MCU, it really didn't have very much MCU elements to it. They went hard in on all of the Fox stuff. And the thing which I was most impressed with is that I didn't like Dev when you were like, oh yeah, I saw it today last time we did a show a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, right? And I didn't get to see it until the Monday, and somehow I was able to avoid all the spoilers of all of the cameos.
That's cool. Yeah.
So the cameos, like, they'd shown on trailers that Toad was in it, and we knew that there would be like a lady Xavier, like Cassandra Nova, whatever the character is.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Captain America turned up, we're like, oh my God, Chris Evans is back. But then he's like, Deadpool's like, he's going to say it, Avengers Assemble. And he goes, flame on. And he turns out he's Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love how they did it, because they had the robe covering his chest, so you could see the logo, and he was wearing red gloves.
Ah, Joe, I didn't even pay attention to
Chris
So everybody
Evans
thought
played the best Johnny Storm. Like, that's the default to Johnny Storm.
like, Cap, you're about to be really, really sad in a second.
Yeah, go for it.
No.
Would you like to tell Cap what happens to Johnny Storm?
Well, okay, so here's a fun thing. I'll say the other part of it that, like, my observation is, like I said, they've got who else have they got? They've got a different Juggernaut there. They've got Toad, Sabretooth,
Pyro.
who? Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yep.
So they've got these characters there, and so good for them for bringing back Sabretooth, because there is a strong connection to his history, obviously.
And
Wolverine,
they brought back the Tyler Main one, not the other one.
Exactly. They, to be honest, like, even though like in X-Men 1 they didn't acknowledge that that's Wolverine's brother, like when they brought him back, I was like, yeah, this is cool. But then they had Pyro, and like Cassandra Nova is like the main villain in it. Like, she's like the leader of this group of people in this wasteland place. And then her like second in command is Pyro. And like, good for him for getting cast in this film, because literally the only reason he is in it is because of any of the X-Men characters that could defeat Johnny Storm in one like moment, it is Pyro. So he goes, flame on, he does his thing, and then Pyro just sucks away all of the flame from him and he smashes to the ground.
No.
See, there's one reference that everybody missed. There's another reason that Pyro is in this. Because in X-Men 2, when Wolverine and Rogue and Pyro are in the car, Pyro gets bored and turns on the radio, and it plays Bye 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 by NSYNC.
Ah, that's cool. And so obviously that's what Deadpool was dancing to, right?
Yeah, and that's what Deadpool 3 begins with.
Yeah, it is. That's a nice connection. I had completely.
See, here's the thing. They say we can't allow fans to do movies because that'll just be references. But these references are cool.
Yeah, no, it's great. And then, okay, so like the film continues onwards. And because when you watch it, like, Cab, honestly, you need to watch a film occasionally, not just hear spoilers and see memes. But So like the first quite a few minutes is focused very much on Deadpool. Then we get Wolverine, and it's like, okay, they're gonna like team up and whatever's gonna happen. Then we get this Johnny Storm thing, and then there's some like say Sabretooth and Cassandra Nova, and I'm like, now they're because they kind of are in the location from Loki where all of the like the pruned
The void.
the void,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where everyone who's been pruned from existed ends up. And I was like, are we gonna get anything like more? It's like, and then we did get like another Deadpool when it was one that was just like Ryan Reynolds looking like Ryan Reynolds, and he's nice Paul. But then they have the superhero team up stuff where they bring in, I think I don't know if this is the correct order. They bring, who is the first one they show? I'm gonna
Elektra.
forget. So it's Elektra comes in from the Daredevil Ben Affleck movie and then her own spin-off. Jennifer Garner, right? She comes in and she looks good for, you know, because that was like 20 odd years ago almost.
Yeah.
She still looked the part. And then Channing Tatum comes in as Gambit. And he
With the
never,
best accent ever.
But he
With
was
the
never
best
Gambit.
accent ever.
he was cast as Gambit. There is like a group photo with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and then the X-Men First Class, like Michael Fassbender and all that sat there. And because he was going to get his own movie, Channing Tatum is stood there, and it's like at Comic-Con, and he was going to be Gambit. And that film never happened. And finally, he got to play Gambit. And good for him.
He would be terrible.
No, he
he's
was actually
amazing.
a lot of fun. He was a lot of fun, right?
I cannot imagine his face and his build and his personality matching that. Oh, Moshe, that kind of guy.
I don't know if I'll be able to find it. Look, I might have saved the photo of it actually because I didn't want to give spoilers to the group chat. Let's see. Did I save it? Did I not? Perhaps I didn't save it. But I thought he looked a little bit wide in the face. I can show you a photo, but someone edited it and they just made his mask a little bit like tighter in, and he looks completely the part. It's just that the mask they gave him, like around the face, was a little bit wider.
They should have gotten. Channing Tatum is a Chad guy, at least from what I've seen him from 21 One Street and then the other film. He does not suit like the classic romantic French guy.
Okay,
that's not him.
You've seen 22 Jump Street, right? I'm gonna say it this way.
Yeah.
Imagine him saying, "My name is Jeff" part.
Sorry.
He's like, "My name is Jeff." When he's on the cover, and like,
my name
he has
is
to
Jeff.
like have an accent
that
on.
quote comes from.
Yeah.
Oh my god! The amount of times people because I like do some teaching. The amount of times I've had, "My name is Jeff," and I'm like, "What is this?" Now I finally know that.
It's Channing Tatum doing a fake accent for undercover thing on 22.
Yes, when he goes to school.
I'll show you this here. This was like the photo. Let's see if I can. What do I need to do to get it so you guys can see it? Okay, so look, Channing Tatum, just like there. Just in the middle, he's going to play Gambit. There's like the First Class people. There's Wolverine. There's Ryan Reynolds and stuff like this. But he never got his turn at it.
This is the exact photo from Universal when they announced the Dark Universe. But Dad, you know the villain from 21 Jump Street, the kid. He would make a better Gambit.
Right, hang on. Right, we can come back to Gambit in a second, Cap, because the surprises weren't over. So from Logan, we've got X11, X23, whatever she is.
Yeah, X23.
X23, we've got the girl, and it's like, okay, that's cool. They brought her in from Logan, and she's a variant. But then, and I shit you not, the biggest surprise and the best surprise, I so had no idea that this goes to show you why avoiding spoilers is the best thing ever. We had Wesley Snipes as Blade. And it was the best moment of the movie. I was like, oh my God. I can't believe they've done it. And the cool thing as well is Deadpool's like saying stuff about, oh, I can't understand what you're saying to Channing Tatum doing his Gambit voice and stuff like this. But when Blade comes in, he says to Deadpool, he's like, I don't like you. And then Ryan Reynolds like, you never did, which is a callback to the fact that they didn't get along. Because obviously Ryan Reynolds was in Blade 3, Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
So
There's another reference I really missed, right? There's one part where he's like, keep your eyes open. Deadpool says to keep the eyes open, right? And he points at Blade saying, I'm talking to you.
Oh, to Blade, because was this the CGI eyes thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus. Like Cap, if you don't know that, during the filming of Blade 3, Wesley Snipes was so like fed up of it. He was just like, he did a scene with his eyes shut and they had to CGI open eyes onto him.
Wait, what? How did
Yeah.
he do it?
He refused to do a scene with his eyes open. So they had to CGI his eyes because he was in a dispute with them, and obviously, look, they didn't make Blade 4, so this was probably not the best part of like the stage of his life or whatever. Because I think he ended up in prison and stuff, didn't he?
Yeah,
So
tax
weird.
evasion and stuff.
Yeah, whatever the situation was. But obviously, look, a few years ago, he was in one of the Expendables. I was like, yeah, he's going to make a comeback, and he kind of didn't.
He was in
But now-
Eddie Murphy's Welcome Back to America too, as well.
Coming to America, yeah. He was good in that. I always liked Wesley Snipes, but having him come back as Blade, one of the things going about at the moment actually is Ryan Reynolds has been like tweeting, just being like, "Oh, we should get a solo Gambit movie, and Wesley Snipes Blade deserves a send off like Logan."
Yeah.
And he's like pushing. He is pushing so that the fans are going to rally. And we're already supposed to be having a Blade film. So who knows what's going to happen with that?
This is the greatest. My favorite part was him saying, "I'm the one and only Blade," and
Yes.
Deadpool and him just looking at the camera like,
Yeah.
Sure you are.
Okay, guys, so this. Oh, here comes Tim. Now we may have to pause on the Deadpool talk if he hasn't seen it. Okay, but actually, what I'm about to say, I really wanted to get into. So we'll see where Tim's at with things.
I can come back if you want. I'm eating chicken sausage and lime chips.
Well, you might just have you seen Deadpool and Wolverine?
I plan on seeing it. I haven't seen it yet. I know there's cameos.
Okay, well, we're specifically discussing the cameos. Do you know who the cameos are?
One of them is Robin Williams. Another is Betty White. Oh, wait, wrong movie. Sorry. I know a little. There's Channing Tatum's in it.
Yeah.
Steve Rogers, who is Chris Evans. Chris Evans, not Chris Pine.
Yeah.
Although
Chris
I
Evans.
know this. Henry Cavill's in it. And
Oh yeah! Oh my God! Oh Cap!
Yeah,
if Tim didn't know
I
that,
had to
that's
tell
a
you.
spoiler. If Tim didn't know that, that is a huge spoiler.
Oh, I imagine Henry Cavill's in it, but who does Henry Cavill play? Does Henry Cavill play Henry Cavill? In which case, in which multiverse is this Henry Cavill?
Well,
But anyways, I'll come back in 5 minutes. Is that okay? Or you can?
We'll
All right, I'm gonna finish eating then.
We'll get this out of our system. Okay, so yeah, Henry Cavill's in it, and I've got a photo. I can't get my screen share quite going
He
yet.
looks terrible.
He's the Cavalrine.
He looks terrible.
No, he looked awesome.
He looks
Again.
like he had like something in his cheeks.
Well, yeah, he'd got just like
a cigar.
Cigar in there.
No,
Okay, but here's the thing.
It's like it looks bad.
So, guys, here's the point I want to raise to you, and I want your opinion on it. So, after Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Patrick Stewart had got the Guinness World Record for playing a Marvel character live action for the longest, right? And then with this movie, Hugh Jackman, as soon as he came on screen, it's like, well, actually, he's played Wolverine even longer than Patrick Stewart played Charles Xavier. But as soon as Blade comes onto the screen, the first Blade was 1998. And it's like, well, he has played the live action Marvel character the longest. Okay?
Yeah.
I want to submit to you guys that Guinness World Record is wrong, and that it is Lou Ferrigno as the Hulk, because he played it in 1970. And even though he was the voice of the Hulk, he was still the voice of the Hulk in a live-action movie up until Thor Ragnarok. So I think, because look, if you're going to say, well, that was a voiceover, it doesn't count, that would be the same as saying that Mark Ruffalo has never played the Hulk. Mark Ruffalo has played the Hulk. Lou Ferrigno kept playing the Hulk until Thor Ragnarok. So I think Guinness World Records have got this wrong. But give me your take on it. Should a voiceover in a live-action film of a character that can only be CGI count as live action?
That's true. Kevin Conroy would beat out everybody.
But his was animated.
David, he didn't.
Plus, that's DC.
Lou Ferrigno only voiced him in the animated TV show. He didn't voice the MCU one.
He did.
No. Look it up.
No, I did. I've looked this up. I've looked it up. So
no, I just did too. Like right now.
Dev, look. Trust me. Keep digging. So, and I don't mean dig yourself a hole. I just look it up. I'll find it and I'll screen share it. I was literally on this earlier today. So Lou Ferrigno played the Hulk, the voice of the Hulk, in The Incredible Hulk in 2008, which would still mean that he is the longest running, but he then uncredited continued to be a collaboration on the voice, just like the original Michael Myers actor played one scene in the Halloween 2018, and when they had what's his face, Obi-Wan Kenobi in the first of the new trilogy, I forget its name right now. They used a part of the original of Alec Guinness's voice, and the rest of Jesus, I'm forgetting everyone's names at the moment. But I'll bring it up. I'll show you. So let's have a look. So movies. So
also,
okay, let's on screen share.
This looks better than the movie version.
Yeah, like that. There we've got some cavalry. Okay, screen share. Let's see what we've got. Window, Lou Ferrigno, and wait for it. And boom, like the Avengers, voice collaboration uncredited, but he continued to play the part with his voice being incorporated into it up until 2017.
I can explain why that is. You know what that is?
Tell me.
That is them reusing the roars and growling from 2008 remix. All the speech is Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, but the grunts and stuff. I mean, we don't know if
they weren't re-recorded for the movie. They were reused from the original recordings.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a bit dodgy. Let's see if we've got this right. I think we need to fact check that, Dev. I think we need to fact check that one. I've got here 2017, but regardless, 2008. He is the voice of the Hulk, and that is still longer than Wesley Snipes' Blade. And it's not that I'm against Wesley Snipes' Blade. I just think that means that they need to make another Blade movie with Wesley Snipes so he can truly take that honor.
I mean, with the whole controversy of the Blade never ever coming out, they're better off having Ryan Reynolds help produce a Blade with Wesley Snipes.
What is the guy that's going to play Blade's name?
Marshala Ali or something. He's a really good actor. He's a really good actor.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if they suddenly said, "Oh, look, Wesley Snipes is the original Blade. He's going to continue to be Blade." Like, how gutted he'd be the new Channing Tatum, where he's like, "I was announced for a role, but didn't get to play it." Although, wasn't there didn't he actually
as a cameo
have some presence in the Eternals?
Yeah,
he had a voice cameo.
Yeah, so exactly. Voices do count. So that voice roles do count.
But if voice roles do count, would the voice roles in animation also count?
No, because that's animated. If it's a live action film and your voice is in it, then you're in it. You're in live action.
Still, it's the same thing.
Well, look, who are you going to bat for here? Kevin Conroy?
Yeah.
Well, he was in DC. Look, no one's going to beat Adam
He
West.
also played. He also not in a movie. Wait, did he show up in The Flash? Oh no, he did not. Right? He passed
Yes,
away.
he did.
before
Yes,
that.
he did. He was in
Oh, he did. Okay, he was in one live action. That means all his voice kind of counts.
Wait. What? Who was in The Flash?
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy was in The Flash.
Yeah, he was in. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, do you mean the TV show The Flash?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He did.
Wait, not the movie?
But he wasn't in the movie. I think he'd passed away by then, to be honest. But good. We have Tim back. But yeah, like I think Adam West, because he did a voiceover as Batman, for like something like 2 years before he died, or maybe something came out after he died.
Oh wow!
And it was in the old style.
Oh
I'll see if
that
I can find out
film.
who
I
it
know
is.
that film. I know that film. I haven't seen it, but I know that film. But I despise that Batman, so I will not watch it.
You despise that Batman. That's like the best Batman of them all.
If I'd seen that, I would have never picked Batman for anything. I would have been like, nope.
Oh my god. Adam West
If
Batman is like amazing.
If I'd seen this, Batman would have never been my hero.
Wow. Well, so it goes to show how good Batman is, because Batman was my hero in spite of that. Because when I was young, that was Batman. Yeah. Okay, so the last thing he did was Batman versus Two-Face. And again, like, one of the things that's so cool with like what they can do nowadays, like either animation or CGI or like whatever, is in Batman versus Two-Face, because obviously it's animated to look like the 1960s Batman. They had William Shatner as Two-Face. Now it's like, that's casting that you couldn't have done other than in animation. Oh, hang on. Oh shit, it's Nick.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Nick. How are you doing?
Nick.
So we're talking about Adam West Batman, the best Batman ever?
Booyah!
No.
Sorry, I'm late, gentlemen.
Adam West was the best mayor in Family Guy.
Also true.
Yeah.
Adam West
I'll give
is
you
just a
that.
delightful human being.
Okay, so guys, now let's talk about the other thing, which, you know, regardless if you've seen Deadpool and Wolverine or whatever, you must have seen, because obviously we didn't end up having a show last week because of my plethora of computer issues. But I think the big thing, which I don't think we've discussed, is that we've got Doctor Doom, right? I don't think we've discussed that.
Iron Doom.
Yeah, so what's everyone's reactions to Robert Downey Doom?
I think that RPD is going to be interesting. I did see Deadpool and Wolverine. I loved it. It was fantastic. My favorite moment was when blah, 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 blah happened.
What?
I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh, good. Thank you for censoring that, because we all know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. Real knows he was so good. But no,
Well, anyway,
legitimately.
let's talk Robert Downey Doom. So, Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, they had the big reveal that the next Avengers film isn't going to be the Kang Dynasty. It's going to be the Avengers Doomsday. And they're bringing in Robert Downey Jr., obviously, to play a multiverse variant. They're going to have to do some explaining for why he looks exactly like Tony Stark.
So are they
I'm
going
not
to
sure if you can show this meme, David, but I'm going to send it to you anyways. But if you can, do show it. But it kind of explains the Kang Dynasty thing.
Okay.
My question is this: are they just going to do Iron Man versus Doctor Doom, both played by Robert Downey Jr. at the same time? out of costume, like it'll be kind of like, Tony, I am your father. No, you're not.
I mean, it's going to be interesting how they. There's got to be probably a scene where someone's like, I can imagine, even though like the whole audience know now, it's going to have like Spider-Man, and he's going to be like, Mr. Stark is back, and they're going to be like, oh, Peter's got like some sort of trauma that he's like he can't accept that Tony Stark is gone, and then it's going to be that he turns up and he's with Pepper Potts, and then he kills her, and he's like, no, I am Doom. And I don't know, they're going to have some fun with the fact that he literally...
Somebody write that down, and we got to do that as a sketch one day.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say this. They're going to play completely straight. I think they're going to play completely straight. He's not Tony. He's an actor playing Doom.
Wait, so...
Why can't Tony Stark be Doom in another multiverse?
I was thinking the same thing, actually. Why can't Tony be Victor Von Doom?
Why can't he
was once?
Share at your own peril.
He was Victor Von Doom once.
Like, Tony Stark can be a bad guy. In some cases, he was. In the Civil War arc, the first Civil War, he was kind of seen as a bad guy. The comic book one, not...
So... And speaking of Tony Stark as a bad guy, he did one of my favorite villain plots ever. Basically, in the comics, there's this thing where the world turns upside down, so the good guys become good. Sorry, the good guys become bad, and the bad guys become good, right? And Deadpool becomes this a monk. And Tony Stark is the worst villain because he gives everyone free plastic surgery with the extremist virus. He's like, we can make this world look perfect, but it's a subscription. If you don't pay the money, the plastic surgery wears off.
Into what? Into your previous
so you
self?
look like your old self again.
I mean, that's not bad.
I thought the extremist was the one that blew you up.
In the movies.
But I will say this though, I don't think they cannot acknowledge it. It's like Tony, Iron Man, Doctor Doom. If they do play it straight, I think it would be better because it would back away from the multiverse stuff that's not going well so far. So that would go into a straight movie where Robert Downey Jr. is the
the multiverse is back. Like the multiverse can be fine
because of Deadpool. Because of Deadpool. He's gonna be gone.
Yeah,
but he's gonna be gone.
Deadpool.
Isn't it amazing that, look, without giving any spoilers, obviously we know that there are cameos, and some of them are more significant than just momentary cameos in Deadpool and Wolverine, and it was a runaway success. In Spider-Man, they heavily featured and lent into, this is how we can bring back stuff that you're going to be happy to see, and people were happy to see it. And then the one where it didn't really work was Multiverse of Madness, where we really didn't see any multiverse, and then it's like, okay, we're going to give you these couple of characters, one by an actor who never played him, and it's the first time you're seeing Mr. Fantastic, and we're just going to obliterate him. We're going to bring back Black Bolt from the show that no one watched and obliterate him, and we're going to bring in Patrick Stewart and kill him for the 4th time on screen. And it's like, so no wonder it didn't work, because it was a 10-minute period where they didn't do anything fun with it. The multiverse can work if they actually just say, hey, we're just going to have some fun memories and go down memory lane, give you some stuff, and send some of your heroes off into the sunset with one last adventure. That's how you do the multiverse correctly.
I'd be happy if it happened that way, but I never have my hopes up because I'm a doomer.
Tim?
I think I'd be okay with RDJ being back as Dr. Doom if it's just a good movie.
But
You know, honestly, sometimes it'd be wonderful to see, okay, what are some of the creative similarities and the failures that the MCU is a part of, you know? Was it small things Was it an executive director or executive producer who's like, I want more fish there because we're going to offend the East and the West Coast if we don't have fish. Pretty good movie.
That's DC. That's DC.
Yeah, that's DC. But I would say this though, Robert Downey, like Iron Man and Doom, basically the kind of the same character. Like Tony could have been Doom. Like he's narcissistic, he's full of vanity, he's a billionaire, So it's kind of the same train. But the thing is, like, did you guys really enjoy the Doom from the 2000s Fantastic Four? I did not enjoy him that much in the start, but in the end where he goes like full-blown villain, I did enjoy him a lot.
I don't think they've done a good Doctor Doom in live action.
Yeah. The cartoon was really good.
2002.
Gosh. When I was growing up, and I'd see like Spider-Man cartoons, I didn't even know that like Doctor Doom was like the main Fantastic Four villain because I was seeing him in Spider-Man and like stuff like this. And I was like, wow, to me, he was like the main bad guy in existence. Doctor Doom. Nothing.
I thought Galactus was the main Spider-Man Fantastic Four villain.
What?
Isn't Galactus the main Fantastic Four villain?
No, at this point, it's minor annoyance.
It's always Doctor Doom. Like every time they've done 3 different versions of live action Fantastic Four before the one that they're currently doing, Doctor Doom's always the villain. Always.
But they're all terrible. So why are we discussing them?
No, the 2002 one was not that bad.
There's a new one coming out. That's why.
Oh no! Look, the Jessica Alba one. Jessica Alba and Chris Evans, like, and the guy from what was like the who played Thing? That was
Michael Chiklis.
He was in The Shield.
Yeah, The Shield, right? He was
Michael
really good.
Chiklis.
They just got a really shit Mr. Fantastic. That's the.
He's British, David. He's British, David.
Yeah, it doesn't always work out. Look at the Cavalry, right? So.
Look at Jodie Whittaker from Doctor Who, the worst Doctor Who of all time.
What? She was British.
They are all British.
British in a British. He was British in a British TV show. British and American shows always work.
Also, it's funny that you bring up
Dark Knight.
Ewan Gifford. Sorry, Tim, go on.
No, go ahead, Div. I was just referencing things you were actually
it's funny
speaking.
That you brought up Henry Cavill and Ewan Gifford, the guy who played Mr. Fantastic. They were in a movie together recently. I can't remember what the movie was. But Ewan Gifford was a bad guy, and Henry Cavill was a good guy.
How was Ewan Griffith as the bad guy?
Smarmy and British. Generic British smarmy villain.
Oh, okay.
He was the villain in Bad Boys 2 as well. So like a part of the villain. He's like a mini villain in that one.
Well, my favorite thing that I heard this week was that our good Ryan Reynolds and Wolverine. I got one of like out of names.
Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
We're at a theater in California cosplaying as the other one, watching Deadpool and Wolverine. But Ryan Reynolds was cosplaying as Wolverine, and Hugh Jackman was cosplaying as Deadpool.
He would be a buff Deadpool, and he would be a scrawny Wolverine.
Yeah, apparently it was like an afternoon show that they're like, you know what, let's just do this for fun.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about anchor beams.
So we are allowed to talk about.
Can we? Because that's Deadpool. Spoiler, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's to be honest, it's a minor spoiler. I don't think that.
Talk about what?
Anchor beams.
Okay, tell me if I'm getting too spoilery. There is an idea in the trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine. Like Deadpool says to Wolverine, like, I need you to help like save my universe kind of thing. And they introduce an idea of like anchor beings, being that there's like a single individual that sort of helps keep a dimensional reality together. To be honest, I don't think it's a big spoiler concept to talk about.
Similar to what the Nexus beings in WandaVision.
Yeah, exactly. They spoke about Nexus beings. So it's just about like, who is the anchor being in a universe. To
I
me, the
wish-
concept is a bit dodge. But go on.
I wish that Anchor Man, like Will Ferrell, would show up as an anchor being at one
Yeah.
point for a
Yeah, there
cameo.
you
Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so who? So I guess the anchor being in the Snyderverse was Superman, because that's why they had to go and revive him, because without him, they were gonna
Hold on, I have a question about the Superman in the Snyderverse.
Snyderverse. It's like, this is an old film. This isn't a spoiler.
Who played Superman in the Snyderverse?
But we've long since spoken about Henry Cavill.
We've
today.
done that.
Henry Cavill looks like a British aristocrat in that cap. He looks more like he's in the 1800s and he's just ready to decide whether he wants to be the axe murderer or kill the axe murderer.
He looks far better in that one than the cameo one. In the cameo one, he has like long cheeks.
I actually have a really cool.
He's smoking a cigar.
No, it's the cheeks.
Gone,
They
Nick.
made his face fat.
Anyway, continuing with the conversation on anchor beings.
Anchor beings.
Yeah.
Anchor beings or anchor beings? Well, when we get concepts like this, right, it's not always when we think, if we get into a movie plot, we always think the most important character would be the protagonist, and they go like, oh no, it is not the protagonist, it is this guy, the sidekick, he was the anchor being all along. Shocker, he gets to do something important. That's what they usually do.
So, for example, in the X-Men universe, the anchor being is Wolverine.
Yeah.
It will turn out to be Jubilee in the end.
It should
That's
be
how movies
Jubilee,
work.
but
I gotta head out, guys. Sorry about this.
that's
I gotta head out. I apologize.
No worries.
See you, Tim.
See you later, guys.
It was always. Take care.
Like back in
Okay.
Avengers Endgame,
Yeah.
Doctor Strange kind of like made it sound like Tony was the anchor being, saying there's only one way we win, and that's if you survive.
But, oh yeah. Wait, he had to die, right?
No, he had to live.
He had to live to kill Thanos.
Oh
So
yeah,
basically,
but
that was like
at
a
the end,
photo
he-
and kind of-
Well,
But
I
the
thought
end
the
he
idea
died.
is there's only one way we win was Tony Stark dying.
yeah.
yeah, but he had to survive to, like that's
Yeah,
like
but
the
like-
prototype concept.
But
So
then
that could be-
at the end game, Strange does this, and that's
Yeah,
why Tony
just before he
goes.
dies. Just before he dies. So that was like
Yeah.
sort of telling him this is the
Yeah.
one way, so he's got
You
to
gotta-
do it.
Go do it.
Now, so who would you say is the who is the anchor being of the MCU? If it's because let's say it is Tony Stark, right? Any character will die eventually.
You're right. That's also a very good point, Cap. It could be Spidey.
Spider-Man
Yeah.
He is the
in the
future.
MCU.
He is the future. He started the whole
Okay,
Marvel
but
thing.
here's the thing: say Tony Stark didn't die killing Thanos, right?
Right.
In 100 years' time, he isn't going to still be alive. So what happens
Yeah,
when an
that's
anchor being dies?
So I think that if he dies of old age or whatever, if he dies of
then
that,
a new one takes place.
yeah, I think a new
What
one.
if he gets blasted by radiation or something, and he dies unnaturally? Then
I mean, look, the realistic is the anchor being of the Marvel Universe is Uatu, who is the Watcher, who is Stan Lee.
The Watcher isn't but we
the
already
Watcher
had.
can't be Stan Lee because Stan Lee met the Watcher.
Yeah, like
Who else
the
who met
Watcher
Stan Lee?
is a character from What If, which is canon.
No,
Yeah,
he's
and,
also in Guardians. He's also in Guardians.
Yeah,
as well.
and the end of Guardians, Stan Lee goes to meet him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is who the anchor being could be on a galactic level. If we want to go to like the city level, it would be like Spidey or Iron Man.
And also Thor makes sense because like he can't technically. I mean, like he mostly don't die. He'll
See,
probably live off if he
that's
doesn't
the-
get killed off.
That's the problem with I have with the anchor being concept because, like they want to push it. Like there was an interview where Kevin Feige was like, "I'm glad you mentioned the anchor being," it's going to be very important. So I'm really happy people are talking about that concept. And
What happened to David? Is the
What's
show
that?
still
Podcast.
going?
He's like, fuck all you guys, I'm out.
Okay.
I mean, we're still live.
So who's the host? Okay. So
welcome to Geek Battle. Dev, continue what you're saying.
okay. So welcome to Geek Battle. This is Saturday Night. This is Tuesday Night Live.
Shit, he's back.
How quickly you guys jump in my grave. It's unbelievable. I forgot, like, I just wanted to, like, switch off the camera so I could grab something. I forgot that it also kills my audio.
See, this explains the anchor beam concept. David is the anchor beam. He left, and you're like, okay, we'll replace him.
Yeah, Jesus.
But he left of natural causes. It wasn't like he got randomly killed. His
David, I was 30 seconds away from doing a dance number with NSYNC.
I was not 30 seconds away from doing a dance number. You know why? I don't dance, god damn it.
You can do a little NSYNC.
Okay, so going back, can I
do it?
My favorite moment of Deadpool and Wolverine was in the opening credits as he's doing the choreography to the Bye Bye Bye, and I'm just sitting there in a packed movie theater, just laughing so hard.
Yeah, no.
But was that Ryan Reynolds actually, or was it some sort of dancer?
I know the actor. I know the dancer that they hired. Like he's famous on TikTok.
Yeah,
but that was still super awesome.
But my hunch is usually going to be the anchor beam is going to be the one you least expect. So if in the X-Men universe, it's going to be Jubilee. If it's Avengers, it's going to be Spider-Man.
If this was comics, then that would make sense. But like with the fact that it's anchor being in the movies, they've written themselves into a corner because anchor beings like need to live, but they can't die. So my anchor being, and I'm going to throw this out there, is this Loki.
He can't die either. Yeah, he can't die either. I mean, like if he doesn't get killed off.
So, but hang on, but like Wolverine
died. Can in this reality of universe Marvel of the MCU, Wolverine can in fact not die
ever. We're saying Wolverine can't die ever.
Yes, Wolverine cannot die ever in this universe.
Okay, but here's the other thing, right? In Logan, was that supposed to be canon to the rest of
I don't think
X-Men? Because I don't think it was.
Apparently not.
I have a minor spoiler for Deadpool and Wolverine. At the very beginning of that, Deadpool says, "So we know that Logan was a perfect movie, but you know what? We're just going to change that right now." And they basically said, "Fuck this storyline. Here's what we're doing now. Go."
But I think that that movie never really said it was like Fox canon or whatnot. It's always like flicking in the middle where they say because the Fox movies, we ended with Wolverine coming back to the future and everyone's alive and everything's like fine and dandy. So we ended with that, and then Logan kind of like, oh no, I killed everybody. So
okay, so the official stance
is no. Go ahead, Dev.
The official Fox stance on Logan was, it's an alternate future dark timeline to provide a vehicle for Hugh Jackman to retire.
Yeah, so alternate timeline.
Yeah.
So but nothing Deadpool makes sense anyway, because we've seen multiple versions of the Juggernaut, which don't mix with each other. It's not just recasting, it's a completely different being. And also in Deadpool 2, we do get a cameo of the young X-Men from the First Class era.
Right.
You know, the First Class was good, but the other movies followed that was crap. The First Class
Days
was
of
good.
Future Past is one of the
best. Okay, that was good.
Yeah.
Well, I love First Class and Days of Future Past. I can't believe I'm about to say this. I like X-Men Origins Wolverine. Fight me.
It's not the end of the world. I don't think it's a great film.
It's not a great movie, but it's a fun movie.
I agree.
I am a firm believer that for a movie to be good, it doesn't have to be life changing or life altering.
It doesn't have to be the Dark Knight.
Like 90 minutes of me having a good time and having something to bitch about later on the internet. That's all I need in life. Is that too much to ask
Something
for?
that just blew my mind.
Dev, go.
Yeah. Something that just blew my mind right now is I just realized Wolverine Origins has the exact same cast of characters as Deadpool Wolverine.
Ooh.
Wait, so
Wolverine,
Wait,
Deadpool,
the Sabretooth is different. The Sabretooth is different.
Gambit,
yeah,
Sabretooth,
yeah.
and like loads of like
Cyclops.
Is Cyclops
Cyclops
always
no.
young?
Cyclops is not in Deadpool.
He's not in Deadpool, though.
Cyclops isn't in Deadpool and Wolverine.
No.
But like loads of characters from like X-Men Origins ended up in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Also, Channing Tatum needs to be.
Go for it.
Channing Tatum needs to be Gambit.
Yeah, I agree.
No, Nick.
Yeah.
He looks awful.
It worked.
Hire a Frenchman, damn it.
Gambit
He's
was
French. No.
We're
He's
getting
literally
like
Cajun.
Dave. We're gonna get Dave MC to be fucking Gambit. Where's my
You
guy?
know
So
the
he's
guy
a-
from The Boys? You know the guy from The Boys? The Nico's guy?
Yeah.
That he can be Gambit.
No,
which
but here's the
character in the
thing.
boys?
I can't really know the names because like I haven't seen the series. I watch YouTube rundown of the series.
The Frenchie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
The French
literally,
guy.
he's Frenchy.
Yeah.
But like Channing Tatum is Cajun. Is literally Cajun from Louisiana. Like Gambit.
Imagine Channing Tatum trying to pull off that accent. It'll be Keanu Reeves
I don't need to
trying to
imagine
be
it
British.
happened. It happened.
Well, so look,
Okay.
another one of my favorite gags in that movie was when fucking Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool asked Channing Tatum as Logan. I mean not Logan, Gambit. Hey, who was your voice coach?
The Minions.
Minions. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
I think that's
Also,
really,
I love. You know what? I love that they'd got Nice Paul, where he's like, I can gently tap the fourth wall, and then he just goes, the proposal. It's so funny. It's so funny. It was so funny. Such a good film. Like, just genuinely a fun film. Like if I was to criticize anything about Deadpool and Wolverine, I'd say Wolverine's story. That wasn't my favorite Wolverine character in any of the movies. It wasn't my favorite Wolverine portrayal. Okay, they've got a lot of like now they can swear and he's just like gets angry and they get into fights, but I didn't feel that he was as rounded a character. With X-23, he had like a heart-to-heart scene, and Hugh Jackman got to flex his acting muscles a bit more. But I don't think it was the best Wolverine movie. So that's perhaps my one criticism.
We've all seen. Who here has not seen Deadpool yet? Then
Everyone. But these are my photos.
so, what was everybody's favorite one-liner in that movie? I know exactly what mine was. What was my favorite?
Favorite one-liner? I don't
My
know.
favorite,
I'm gonna make a name for myself.
my favorite joke in that movie
Yeah,
was Disney's do the pegging, but I'm not. I was like, yes.
Disney's what?
Disney's need the pegging, but I'm not.
All right, yeah. No, that was good. There was. I can't even bring like a nominee. I love the. What is it like? Gambit says like, "Woo! I'm about to make a name for myself," or something like this.
Yeah.
It was such a cool line. Such a cool line.
I mean, like the only way I would accept Channing Tatum playing Gambit is that like they suck this thing that they have in his face, and also does the same for Henry Cavill. Make him like this, guys.
You know what?
Make him
With Henry Cavill, Deadpool's just like, "Oh, we're gonna treat you better than they do down the road," and that's just great. That's everyone knows.
Yeah.
Everyone
They
knows
have you
that.
doing this movie till you're 90.
But like,
yeah,
but the thing is, like I like that because when Ryan Reynolds also got screwed over by DC with Green Lantern and stuff, so it kind of makes very relatable that he says that, like, we'll treat you so much better over here.
I tell you what, like I love the fact that they like always lean into that. Have you seen, like, you must have seen it, like this music video thing of Wolverine and Deadpool just doing a song back and forth to each other? Have you seen it, guys?
I've seen it, but like I can't remember it.
Oh my god, I can't remember the lyrics, but it just every time, like it's like Wolverine, Deadpool, Wolverine, Deadpool, and it's really good. And in it, like they mention like something's like bad or whatever, and he's just like Green Lantern, and
Ouch!
yeah, and then they go like red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, and then Ryan Reynolds just goes green, and it's like, why is he saying green? It's because he's Green Lantern. I love it. It's really funny. Clever marketing as well.
So,
But I love the fact that Ryan Reynolds can like do this now. Like he basically at the early of his career got like paddlewalked by everybody, but he's like I am Jesus, baby, superhero Jesus now.
Marvel Jesus is a great
He
line.
can kind of do anything. Like getting the role, because obviously it fits his personality, but getting the role of Deadpool, where he can literally make the character so that no one else could ever play it. And obviously someone else can. But because it's now the joke that Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds, and they reference it and put things in about it and about him used to being Green Lantern and that in every film, and then he films all these little skits and stuff. It means that he can then go on social media, be like, oh yeah, Wesley Snipes is going to get a new Blade movie. And everyone's going to be like, we don't want the new guy. Give us Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. I really want to see, like, Blade coming out with, like, Hannibal King, and Deadpool just kills Hannibal King.
Well, do you know what? This was the thing. They obviously had to restrain themselves, because I was like, Blade's there. They need to bring in another Ryan Reynolds. And they could have done that, actually, because if they'd got another Ryan Reynolds and they just assumed, it's like, because when they've got Nice Pool and it's like, it's okay, you'll regenerate. And he could have been like, and then Blade could have just walked over and been like, Hannibal, like this. And then we'd have been like, no, he can't regenerate, you know. And they definitely should have had another Ryan Reynolds with just enough costumes so that, you know, he's Green Lantern.
Although,
DC.
And when Chris Evans appears as not Cap, it's like, oh my, like he comes on screen and Deadpool's like Cap and Chris Evans like, flame on!
you gotta say it, Avengers, flame on! What?
yeah. It's so good. It's so good. And like, here was the other thing. They should have had, oh my god, what's his name? Happy Hogan. They should have had him as his Daredevil character.
Oh, and
Foggy.
Yeah, as in Foggy Nelson.
Foggy Nelson. Yeah, totally.
Although they did reference it in
Did they?
Spider-Man, Far From Home. It was like he was saying to Deadpool, do you have anyone that can like represent me? He was like, no, like I think I know someone.
Oh, I'd forgotten that. That's good. That is good.
But I also like that. You can correct me in this one, but like in the previous films, right? Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. We can't separate him from anything, but he does do the movie majoritively with the mask on, which other actors have a huge problem with. But I respect that he's doing that. Although, like, you can't separate Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, so everybody knows it's Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool. But again, he just put the mask on, Mandalorian guy.
It's such an interesting thing, like with like the last era of like movies, just because obviously Captain America in the comics and that, it was just like he's got his thing on it. Suddenly it's like, well, we've cast Chris Evans, so we probably should show him. And it's like Thor didn't ever really have his helmet, and
no, he did. He did in the first film. He did in the first film in Captain America, the original, the
and
World War II.
like this was a major issue. Sorry, David. This is a major issue in like Suicide Squad. Like they wanted Deadshot to wear his mask, but Will Smith was like, "No, I don't want to wear it."
Yeah.
But I did like the joke in Suicide Squad, like when he puts on the mask, like Harley Quinn says "pussy," and he's like, "I will knock your ass out. I don't care if you're a girl." I love that one.
Yeah. But I tell you what, like when you think back to X-Men Origins, they were probably like, "Look, we can't do Deadpool like in the comics because you're Ryan Reynolds, you're an up-and-coming star. We need to show your face." And then he probably looked in the mirror when they'd shaved his head. And his face is the mask. And he was like, why not just put me in a mask?
But again, like, think about the serious, like, I want a re-edit of the film. Maybe Ryan Reynolds can do this. Like, when we realize that Stryker has done surgeries on Wade, and now he unleashes the weapon. Instead of that mouth monster, we get, like, hello! Deadpool version fighting serious Wolverine version.
That would be actually amazing if they went back and re-edited that with actual Deadpool.
That would be cool.
That would be
hold on. Or they re-editing and he takes off the mask and it's fucking Mickey Mouse or some shit like that.
To be fair, I could do that. You know what? I might actually go and do that because
do it. Just turn it. Because look, you change what they put in there so that he's got the red suit on. You can then put whatever voiceover of whatever you want him to say on, and that film would suddenly be not just "fight me on it, guys, it's really good," says Nick. It would genuinely be good.
Also, Ryan Reynolds probably said this as a joke, right? But he said that spoilers, Deadpool from the movie is the X-Men Origins one.
Oh.
How? Which movie?
The flying head.
Headpool.
Oh, Headpool.
So yeah,
he says I like
that's the X-Men Origins one. In like when they found him later.
Yeah.
After Wolverine jumped it up.
Okay, so guys, are there other things you want to react to and stuff? Now, there is one I want to get to. We can come back to if we still got more Deadpool in us, right? But I saw the movie Longlegs this week. Has anyone here seen it? Right. Now, I'm not going to give you major spoilers, but I knew nothing about it before I went to see it. I'd seen a trailer where I saw a couple of shots and they were like, the greatest horror movie since Silence of the Lambs. And I was like, okay, I'm going to avoid everything. I'm going to just go and see it. And the other thing I knew about it is that I'd heard that it was a Nicolas Cage film. So, without telling you too much about it, the reason why they would compare it to Silence of the Lambs is it's about a female rookie FBI agent who is after a serial killer. That description describes both movies. After that, there is nothing to compare the two at all. And I thought Longlegs, people have been raving about it. I thought it was a massive miss.
Is Nicolas Cage the killer?
Sorry? Yeah, Nicolas Cage is a killer, which again, you'd find out in the opening scene. And that is what I'm going to get to here. Because I'm going to screen share something here. A tiny spoiler, they avoid showing you Nicolas Cage properly for a lot of the film. But when you do see him, this is Nicolas Cage as Longlegs. That's what he looks like, right?
Now, hang on a second, guys. From the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Now, here's the thing. If you have ever seen Back to the Future Part 2, where they replaced Crispin Glover as George McFly, but just got some dude in a mask meant to look like him, that's what it looked like. Right?
That looks more terrifying.
But the point is, that's George McFly. That's like the fake makeup, and they never showed this character in the foreground. You'd only ever see it in the background because they wanted you to believe it was the original actor. And I can't believe they got Nicolas Cage in a movie and put him in makeup that looks like the fake George McFly makeup. It was dreadful.
I think he
at all convincing.
Hey,
he came off the Renfield set with the Dracula makeup, and they're like, you know what, just make the hair white as well.
Pull up Nicolas Cage from The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Nicolas Cage.
looks
Okay,
like
I'll have to search that. Bear with.
I mean, I like that film a little bit, Nick. I mean, like, this looks like
Good
that
movie.
guy got
Again,
old.
it's a bad movie, but it's fun. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not expecting every movie I go see to be like, oh my god, this is fucking Ben-Hur and Spartacus or The Godfather or anything like that. It's just a fun movie.
One movie.
Okay, what about Nick Cage from the Sorcerer's Apprentice? Because
Look at his image. He looks just like that other image. I can
well,
tell.
Except older.
okay, hang on. Let's be real here. Like, I'll show you the image, and look, it looks like this character aged by 75 years. But to be fair to Nicolas Cage, in the Sorcerer's Apprentice, he still does look like Nicolas Cage, just with a different wig on. And then in Longlegs, it looks like his grandmother. That looks like the Sorcerer's Apprentice's grandmother. Like, the makeup is so bad.
Is he scary at least, then?
No, you know, like, the funny thing about it is that, okay, was it The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, right?
Yeah.
You know how Nicolas Cage plays himself, and Pedro Pascal is obsessed with him. And in it, Nicolas Cage, spoiler if you haven't seen it, like, has a hallucination or something and meets a younger version of himself that he looked like when he was on like a interview on the Tonight Show or something in like 1992 or something. And the younger version, he is so over the top. He's like, hey, Nicolas Cage, all the big stuff. And that is literally what he does as Longlegs. He's in a car driving, and you know, when Nicolas Cage is in like The Rock or whatever, and he's like, cut the chit chat, a-hole, and especially in Face Off, where he's like that with his face. That's how he plays Longlegs, and it's like
that's how he is every time, David. That's how he is every time.
Like, no, like when you even in The Flash, when they CGI'd him up, you could tell that Nicolas Cage had turned up to that set and filmed seriously for an hour, looking at the destruction of his world. He took it seriously. And then there are times when he's playing, what's the character's name? Castor Troy in Face Off, where he's just like that. And
that was comedy gold.
Oh my god! But when you think that, okay, they compare this to Silence of the Lambs, where you had Anthony Hopkins just go, and it like scared the shit out of people for 12 years. Then you got Nicolas Cage just, and it's with Nicolas Cage stuff.
Although I would say this, I think his caginess.
Forgetting the Cage, our flagship segment in which film star Nicolas Cage.
Shit, guys,
that was me.
Someone else. Yeah, like mute it so we don't get like told off on the channel.
Yeah, I need to close this on.
The weird thing about Cage is that like we enjoy him for his caginess, but I think if you can't get a good director who can use that caginess to his advantage, he can make that thing scary if he wanted to. I think a director with director.
So what you're telling me is that what we enjoy about Nicolas Cage is that he's a great actor, but somebody has to keep him in the Nicolas Cage.
Yes,
no,
definitely.
I'm saying he is Nicolas Cage, and his caginess is what we like him. But we need a guy to harness that caginess in a good way. Otherwise, it won't work. Otherwise, we'll just laugh.
What you're telling me, we like Nicolas Cage, but we need a director that can keep him within the Nicolas Cage.
You harness that in a way that is productive. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, guys. So we've got a few minutes left. Is there anything you guys want to react to?
Resident Evil. I'm gonna have my say.
Okay, go for it. Go for it,
You
Cap.
did make the point about Resident Evil 4 being the exploration of environment and stuff, right? I agree with you. But the thing is, like, it's not an open world like The Witcher or the Red Dead Redemption where you get to do a lot by exploring. The most thing you do is, like, you're only worried about that you're going to an area where the cutscene will begin and the other area will be locked out. That's all you're worried about. But other than that, it's just like looting stuff. And
I feel like Kingdom Hearts. Got it.
There is like a fair amount of like backtracking. Like Resident Evil 4 is split up into like the village section, the castle section, and then like the war zone section at the end. But like
that is true.
One,
you're saying that the thing that you liked about it is that like you can come back to certain environments with different tools and you can do some stuff that you couldn't do previously. That's not what you're saying. Okay,
Well,
then I get it.
Yeah,
Like,
the Metrovania expect.
like the original Resident Evil games, like on the PS1, they were so much about you'd go and get this item, you'd bring it back here and combine it with something else. And then starting with Resident Evil 4, they de-emphasized that. But after Nick's gone. Right, after we're back to where we started, guys. It's just like the power trio. Right, okay. But after like Resident Evil 4, it just became more and more action, and they were like, "Oh shit, we need to make it horror again." And then they were like, "Oh, but we like that action." And then they're like, "Oh shit, we need to make it horror again." It's just the way it goes.
Because like the thing is like the reason why I got a track Dev, like you can play Resident Evil. I'm not a fan of horror games. The only reason why I played like it's kind of a horror action game where you can do a lot more stuff than run away. But here's the thing I find, like Resident Evil 6, again, I played probably the patched up version, David, not the version that you played. But that game was a lot tougher than Resident Evil 4. Mainly because the thing is like you all you need to do is farm items. But the other thing you can do, you can run away a lot in Resident Evil 4, which you cannot do in Resident Evil 6.
Well, that's
because,
true.
like,
that's true.
And also variety of monsters. You get a lot of monsters in I mean, like the boss fights are very, very good in Resident Evil 4, but in Resident Evil 6, you get like variety of like very quick monsters. Like you get the chicken kind of thing that
the chicken, the giant chicken from Family Guy.
It looks like something. It looks like a meat, like a human meat that's been like without a skin, and it can jump off and do stuff like a lion. That kind of stuff happens.
I can't remember it that well.
Yeah, so you get more variety of enemies, and it's a lot harder in Resident Evil 6 than in Resident Evil 4. I did die in Resident Evil 4, but like it wasn't something that it was hard to manage. In Resident Evil 6, I died a lot. But I think the only problem is like when I had the most difficulty is because they added a zoom feature to the gun. So whenever you're like holding a gun, it zooms in. And that messed me up so bad, I had to install a mod called No Zoom Mod. Then I was like cruising the game, no problem.
Wow. Okay, guys, look, we only have a few minutes left. We will definitely pick this up more. One thing I've just seen just before we wrap this up, apparently there's a new anime Terminator series that's coming to Netflix. Yeah. And all 8 episodes have leaked to the internet.
Oh, so wow.
That's a major disaster for Netflix.
I can watch it easily now.
Don't say that, Cap. But yeah, basically anyone can. You know.
Oh, as funny as I just saw right now.
Yeah.
Britt Baker from AEW.
Yeah.
Is going to be in the new Cobra Kai.
She's going to be in the new what?
Cobra Kai.
No way. Oh my God, that's amazing. Okay, so look. So Dev, you watch AEW, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Cap, I don't think you've ever really followed AEW. But a year or two ago, there was the guy who played John Kreese from Cobra Kai just in the audience, and Britt Baker was going over to get advice from him. I love the fact that that's now a couple of years later. She managed to land herself a role in the show. That's so cool. Yeah. That is really cool.
He's going to be one of the foreign martial artists in the tournament.
Yeah.
Do you get like MMA cameos in Cobra Kai?
I don't think you do, actually. Well, you might do. I'm not a big MMA guy, so I don't really know.
I don't think so. No.
I mean, like, even if you have to do cameos, you have to at least do the big ones so people can recognize. So if you guys didn't recognize, then probably no, which is kind of doesn't make sense because it's a show. I mean, like, Cobra Kai looks more like MMA than karate for reasons.
Interesting thing is, speaking of weird MMA cameos, Captain America had one.
Yeah, George St. Pierre.
Yeah, for no reason. I don't know why. But he was Batroc the Leaper.
Yeah, but it makes sense, Captain America fighting George St. Pierre. What doesn't make sense is like George St. Pierre fighting Chris Evans. He would kill him in an instant.
Wow.
But he became a reoccurring character, right? He was in the Captain America and Winter Soldier series.
Yeah.
I wish he had more part. Although George, he's not a very good actor, I'll give him that. But like, I wish he was a better supervillain or something like that.
Oh, like I just saw this again right now. I don't know why everything's popping up at the end of the show, but apparently footage of Thunderbolts is leaked.
No way. Oh my god, what the Marvel film?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What is the Thunderbolts?
Oh my god, it's like all of the leftovers. It's basically it's Bucky and Black Widow's sister and the girl from like Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp and like something else and like the dad of Black Widow, David Harbour, like playing like Red Soldier or whatever he was.
So why don't they call it The Leftovers? That makes like a perfect title.
That would be a perfect title, actually. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to lean into the campiness, and that would turn into a better grossing film.
Wait,
I mean, so obviously there's Suicide Squad, and there's already the series The Expendables. And the Expendables is like, hey, but we're expendable, so we're this badass group. Literally calling them the Leftovers. I think you've got like you'd have to have such a tough team to be able to overcome that slight.
Although I do feel sad about the dad guy from Black Widow not having a moment with Captain America. Like that could be a good payoff.
Oh, he might, but not Chris Evans.
Oh, with Falcon.
Yeah.
He could be like, hey, you're not the real Captain America. I need to prove that I fought real Captain America. Bring him back so I can fight him again.
Because apparently, like in the comics, Red Hulk had the team before Thunderbolts. And it consisted of the Red Captain America and like a bunch of like red superheroes.
But the thing with like Sam's Hulk, right? I did enjoy the series. It had some problems with it, but again, I did enjoy the buddy copness more than I did the alone character. That's why, like, I don't feel that much comfort about the new movie. I think it's the actor. I have nothing against him personally, but I think like he's not written in a way that he's winning a lot of hearts. At least like not a main lead guy kind of thing. Like Captain America, they lean into the righteous guy a lot, and somehow Chris Evans was able to pull that off. But with they're really struggling to make Sam like his own identity shine a lot.
I think they will.
What I really wanted is in the Thunderbolts, they needed him in it. I don't know why he's not in it, even though he is a leader. Baron Zemo.
Is he not in it?
I don't think he's in it, but in the comics, he was a leader.
That's crazy if he's not.
Wasn't he the most appreciated character from the series, Winter Soldier?
Yes.
Like everyone.
Why he was appreciated. He became a meme. He became a meme 3 times.
Yeah.
There's 3 different memes. Which is the dancing one. He's out of line, but he's right.
Yeah.
And the part where like he puts the mask on and goes John Wick.
Oh yeah.
Right, guys, I'm afraid we're going to have to begin to wrap this up here. So let's do our outros. Let the people know where they can find us. Thank you to, obviously, we had Tim and Nick on earlier. Dev, where can the people find you?
They can find me on TikTok and Twitch under the name FWUDAT. And my key recommendation of the week is, because I hate everyone, Borderlands.
Borderlands. Oh, do you know what? I've got, what do you mean, the movie?
Yes.
Have you seen it?
It comes out today. I'm seeing it on Monday.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you always like, just like you're, as soon as something's out, you've seen it before me. I'm going to see it. I don't know if I'll see it before. I'll see it by next week, probably. I've got my unlimited ticket now. I wasn't planning to see it, but it's definitely on my list now. Right. Cap, where can the people find you?
You can find me on SWAT where I sing, I dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with puppets. And recently I ranked the Disney princess on their warrior status. To find out who is the baddest Disney prince of all, go check that video out. And also, my recommendation is going to be, watch Resident Evil Damnation, the animated film, which takes place after Resident Evil 4. So you get a lot of Las Plagas and stuff. You've seen that clip, David, and you said it looks good.
I'm sure I have. I think I've seen Damnate. I've seen at least 2 of the CGI Resident Evils. Okay. My name is David Pstansky. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky. Follow all things Geek Battle. And what I will say is my geeky recommendation. If you haven't seen it already, Dan, what was it going to be? Oh, yeah. Go and watch Deadpool and Wolverine. Why not? I can't think what else. There was something else I was going to recommend. Can't remember what it was. Doesn't matter. Till next time, stay safe. Always stay extreme. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. And ciao for now. Boom. And we're off the air.